This strapping young lad is Tristan Barnett, and he makes knives. He makes knives out of all kinds of stuff. Old tools, bed frames, car bumpers. If it's a hunk of metal, he'll make it into a knife. And I like that creativity. I like his style. And if you peruse the plethora of videos that he posts, you might get a glimpse of his murder wall. He's even got the cleaver from the Zombie and Hero Quest. In this series, I'll be showing off my very own collection of Tristan Barnett's original works. This is Tristan Barnett's Wonderful Creations. And I'm your host, JJ Jinx!
Stay sharp!
And welcome to another episode of Tristan Barnett's Wonderful Creations. Yes, I still have more to show. We'll start off with this huge knife and a big black leathered sheath. This particular knife is a chopper. Looks like it's made out of bed frame. It's got a rounded back and kind of a drop point deal with a saber grind. Generous choil down by the handle, which is probably one of the best handles I've seen for a knife of this size. It tapers really nice. It's well rounded. Yeah, I mean, this thing, which is full tang construction, is just made to be a jungle machete or something you can use to chop a steak. Well, I think it looks great. It's very simple, but man, what a cool piece. Now these next few are going to have a theme. They are made of animal horn. We'll start off with this one in this little pouch. I can't remember how long ago Tristan gave this to me, but it was one of the earlier examples of his work that I've gotten. It might have been the very second one. What we have is a deer antler cut with a slit, and what we got through the end of the horn is this rivet, which acts as a pivot for the blade. I like how the back of the blade, which has the TB stamp, disappears into the actual antler. So this is what the thing looks like when it's open. I also like this little itty bitty sharpening choil right here. That's a nice touch. And the blade is sweeping up just a little bit, so I think this technically makes it a trailing point blade. Now this next one is really amazing. Kind of the same deal. Riveted, pivoted here. But what we have is a repurposed steak knife. And it's even got the original maker's mark still there. Old Homestead. Lifetime Cutlery, stainless. This was made in Japan. Yeah, I don't know. There's just something humorous about using a knife made from an animal to cut another animal for consumption purposes. Yeah, that's humor. Now this little itty bitty one is probably my favorite of these horned knives that Tristan has sent me so far. Which, these aren't the only ones. I have a couple more that I've shown in previous videos, but these were the ones you haven't seen yet. So this piece of antler is quite small. The pivot is basically a brass nail that's been hammered flat on the other side. That's not uncommon. That's a thing for custom makers, but what I really like about this one is the blade. It's a short, stubby deal with lots of patina. Kind of a small razor blade type of finish going on here. But I just like the rounded stubbiness of it. It's a really cool look. And the fact that it's so small means, you know, You could put it into your fifth pocket, kind of pull it out and whittle on some wood. Or perhaps give yourself a nice little shave. Just don't forget the tetanus shot afterwards. So I'm not sure what this blade was repurposed from, but it's got a really interesting surface to it. I believe this piece of metal has some history. It might be haunted. Wouldn't that be something? Haunted from the animal that died to make it? Or whatever happened to this steel during its lifetime? We may never know. But if I ever do get haunted from it, I'll be sure to feature it in my Halloween episode next year. Hope you enjoyed this series, and this has been another episode of Tristan Barnett's Wonderful Creations.
Stay sharp.